As a level 2 quantum healing hypnotherapist, Naomi has developed a unique modality called hypno-channeling. This process allows individuals to connect with their subconscious, accessing universal memories and knowledge. When she invites spirits, they come through the channeler's body without prior knowledge. This method reveals the secrets of the universe and human existence. If you have paranormal or NDE experiences or any spiritual interest in QHHT, contact us at healingandretreats.com. In this hypno-channeling session, the conversation discusses upcoming global changes, including financial instability, potential blackouts, and UFO contact. It mentions increased awareness and guidance for humanity, the rise of AI, and political shifts. Future leaders will focus on love, not fear, after open contact.
Almost here and Dre. Hello. Am I speaking with Kim's higher self?
Yes, this is her.
Very good. I did not talk to you for a while. I know you don't have the concept of time. So just want to ask on behalf of her how she's doing. Do you have any to let her know?
She's doing well. She's doing much better at trusting herself and her intuition and the information that's coming in. And we are guiding her down the right path. And she's gotten much better at listening to those messages. There's going to be a lot more in store in the end of 2024 and 2025. Some of it's going to be difficult, so she has to stay focused and stay anchored and rooted and keep following her intuition and the guidance.
I see. So I really feel something big, chaotic situation will occur at the end of 2024 and 2025. I know we're not supposed to know and we don't need to know, but let's say the financial system will start, let's say, collapsing.
It is already starting to collapse. There will definitely be times of transition, and some things will get worse before they get better.
But we don't have to feel very, let's say, shocked or afraid of, let's say, we cannot take money from the bank.
You never want to act from a place of panic or a place of anxiety. You want to trust that things are going to be okay. If your intuition if you feel strongly in your intuition or from your guides to make certain money moves, you can do that, but it will come from your intuition. It won't come from a place of fear.
I see. So I strongly feel that I should take some money, just emergency money out. Just put it in the apartment.
That could help. Just remember that there's no way to prepare for all of the changes that are going to happen.
So let's say when it comes to electricity, we live every day using the power. And so that also will be something that can occur. We're going to have a blackout for a period of time.
There could potentially be gaps in energy usage. However, your energy system is going to be entirely transformed because the UFO crafts are powered by an energetic source that is going to be available to all of humanity. And you are going to be transitioning to that after 2026.
So can you say this part one more time and also a little bit in detail?
I cannot give explicit detail about how the crafts are powered, but the energy source, they understand how to manipulate energy without expending it. And so our crafts are powered with a deeper understanding of physical reality, essentially through the use of consciousness, understanding that consciousness is the foundation of reality, not physical matter. We will be sharing this information with you gradually. We are already sharing it with some of your scientists. They're receiving downloads. They're in a better position to understand the complexity of the information.
So gradually we'll be more acceptive.
Yes, and once you understand how to manipulate energy without expending it, energy will be free for everyone. There'll be no need to charge for it anymore. It won't be limited.
So this will happen even before the open contact?
It will become much more available to the public after open contact, but the foundations are already being laid. They're transmitting information to your scientists.
So they're getting the message, say,
when they're sleeping, when they're meditating, or sometimes when they're just in a relaxed state, they just receive downloads of information.
I see. So, for example, I feel, and also I think Jessica feels, that lately I have a lot of dreams. I usually don't really remember, but I don't remember exactly, but I feel like I was dreaming all night. But it does not make too much sense, and I feel there's some sort of a coverage for the real thing that I was doing.
It can be that way sometimes, yes. If you remember a dream, it's because you're supposed to remember it. Quite often we don't remember our dreams because it's not useful to remember them.
But let's say, right, I have this dream the entire night. I was looking for a job and I was being interviewed. That does not make too much sense, but how to say, it's something else. And so we just interpret it or receive the message this way.
You were most likely having some kind of contact that you were being prepared for, that, yes, it was a screen memory in the dream you remembered it as something else. That happens often.
So for me, what I can remember is, oh, I'm trying to be qualified for this job, but it's something that I wouldn't understand.
Right. If most likely looking at if you're qualified on a soul level for certain assignments, your brain remembered it with that symbolism.
Right, that makes sense. So anything else that you want to let Kim know or let us know? Something that I feel things are going to happen and things will shock us.
Absolutely. Many things are going to change. It's going to be, I wouldn't say shocking, but it's going to be surprising, and some of it will be difficult. But you're in a better place to receive it than some other members of humanity. And the most important thing is to stay calm, not act from a place of panic or a place of lack or a place of fear, but to respond from a place of love.
I was going to say that I feel also most people's higher selves are preparing them for this.
Absolutely, yes.
So people are, let's say, more interested knowing, right, if there's a real UFO, if there's real contact. And there's just so many, let's say, YouTubers are making those kind of videos. I never saw this before.
Yes, there's much more interest that's coming into the collective awareness. And then there's going to be, in the next 2 years, there's going to be an increase in the amount of UFOs seen by the public. So there will be an increased understanding about our presence.
Right. For example, I see the sunset and I always feel there's something there because the clouds are too big or too long, too straight line. And then I took a picture and tried to channel, but then they said this cannot be channeled. It's because there's something behind the clouds.
Yes, we have ships around quite regularly. You just can't see them.
So what is the purpose of those ships?
All I can say is that it's preparations.
Does AI play?
That's a good question. We make ample use of AI. Some of the beings that people come into contact with are actually AI androids. Humanity is going to, in their evolution process, understand the benefits of AI and how to use it to their advantage. It is very important that they do not start using it to their disadvantage. But we are going to guide you in this process.
So it's very important that we, as humans, try to create AI and use it in a positive way.
Yes, you don't want it to, again, coming back to the vibrations of fear versus vibrations of love. You don't want to use it to create weapons. You don't want to use it in ways that are going to be harmful to the environment. But it is a very useful tool for advancement. And in certain ways, future humans are going to blend themselves with AI, and they're going to be able to use it to enhance their own intellectual capabilities.
Will it help us on a spiritual level?
Yes.
So I want to just ask things just on the surface. Let's say I feel this assassination of Trump is the beginning of all the changes.
The changes have been happening for a while, but the assassination is part of those changes.
So why people are talking about this year the election will be canceled?
There are still, of course, different possibilities for what may occur. In the version of Earth in which open contact happens, there will be an election.
Oh, I see. So this part seems like I also cannot know the details.
Of which part?
Let's say what Trump will be doing before the election or after.
He will be campaigning. He's playing a role of bringing certain energies to the surface because they need to be dealt with in order for people to evolve and to progress. He's not meant to be the leader. He's just meant to bring certain belief systems to our attention so that they can be dealt with, because the concerns of the people who follow him need to be addressed in order for humanity to progress. We have to completely face all of the hurdles and all of the darker shadow sides of humanity too.
So if you say that he will not be the leader and there will be some other people will come up and to be the leaders and they're not politicians.
Well, eventually, but I'm just speaking in terms of the 2024 election. The Virgin of Earth of Open Contact, Trump is not successful in the election.
Wow. But that will not stop him from doing things.
He's going to become less and less relevant. J.D. Vance is going to rise to the place. But again, that movement is based on separation, it's based on fear, it's based on anxiety. It's not based on vibration of love, it's not based on evolution or progress. So it needs to be brought out to the surface and overcome.
So I'm not sure if I understand the purpose of the election. Will still be like it will still happen from a place of fear.
I don't understand the question.
So if let's say Trump it will not be the president, then we know it's the other party. So that is meant to be. And what is the purpose of that?
The other party are also not in line with the vibration of love, but
Mhm.
they are a clear rejection of the fear and the scapegoating of the Trump campaign. The Trump campaign is based on scapegoating certain individuals, members of society, members of humanity.
Mhm.
And again, that's not in alignment with who humanity needs to be, so that needs to be firmly rejected. The system for us to commune with you as a whole is going to have to be overcome. There aren't going to be the same politicians or the same parties in the years following open contact. And there's going to be a complete rearrangement of many of the political systems and even the idea of countries and borders.
So let's say after open contact, what will happen to our government?
I cannot tell you all of the details. When we look 10, 20 years in the future, it will be completely.
But let's say 2026 or 2027, the government will still play a role,
Yes, they have.
but certain people from the government will assist.
We are already in contact with certain people in the government.
And what's their reaction?
They have known about us for some time. They keep us silent.
Mhm.
They keep it secret. We are guiding them in the process of more open disclosure because humanity is going to be discussing this openly in the years to come and helping prepare government officials as part of the process.
And what do you say how they feel about this?
Some of them are very resistant, but many of them are very open. They said they've known about us for some time. Many of them are receptive to the idea that we're going to become more public.